the ability to communicate with the other world, the realm of the ancestors. So it's believed that these nights in January were so cold and long that they seemed endless, never ending, and wolves preoccupied them with survival became more dangerous and often aggressive. So a terrible howling at the night spreads far and wide, just instilling this superstitious fear. Reminds me of the lichens of the werewolves. And another name for this natural phenomenon is the moon after Christmas, because it's observed at the end of December during sometimes the holidays at the end. And there are such designations as old moon, ice moon, winter moon, but they all reflect the harsh climactic conditions of winter and water. But the full moon in the season of Cancer.
Inshallah and Ashe. Super excited. Blessings to you, my energetic beings. And of course, welcome to the Cancer full wolf moon. Super stoked about it. So while we're waiting for people to join the show, hop onto the live stream or tune into the replay, really take a breath and take a pause. This energy today is highly intuitive. It's sensitive. It's our higher essence. Our Sira may just reach out and touch you today. Reach out and touch someone or call someone. Reminds me of Mountain Bell, if you remember that. And have you been evaluating the cycle, the season of 2022, just sensing what will benefit you, things to keep, things to release, let go, leave behind? What is the level of faith that you've been holding, the level of faith to carry on? So it's the heart, and imagine the heart with a world all of its own, the chambers of the heart really assisting you to tune into your psychic awareness, your intuitive gifts, your abilities, and just weighing in on those threads of fate, on how our intuitive messages feel, more importantly, when considering commitments that we have for ourselves moving forward. This is kind of a topsy-turvy moment in the season of Capricorn. It's intuitive business, if you will. It's intuitive collaboration with what you can and cannot commit to. And then adding to the full moon cosmic soup, on top of that, apexing around 4:07 in my village. Check your Musing moon meditation for when the goddess of the night is going to apex for you on your village, your landscape. But you may feel the vibrational sensations or be shown visually a realistic pathway to your free-flowing direction in life. Deciding to use faith as the barometer with your emotional structure, the foundation, the emotional foundation. So these transformations are going to kind of shift our paradigm. They're opening up a story, a new chapter, like where on the earth school landscape where we're born to live. It's a cosmic cleanup. We've been doing this dance for quite some time. Take a meditative shower, salt bath. You might have tears flowing. Maybe you're having an energetic hiccup. Maybe in supply for yourself or for others. But often I find it's in the releasing that it's exactly what the universe, God, universe, source is ordering, the prescribing for the day. So the key is really to get to the root of our emotional field, of all of our feels for the day. It's all about surrendering and releasing. And the items of, or the ingredients, that's kind of what I see them as, they may come to the forefront. They're related to the season of Capricorn. Capricorn's about control, misaligned power, deception, rigidity, trials, tribulations. It's the shadow side. It's the ghost in the darkness of Capricorn. And no, I'm not picking on Capricorn sun signs. We all have Capricorn, a house, a Saturn placement, a transiting Saturn, a house that Capricorn is the ruler of. But it's the goddess of the night, the moon in her home, is asking us to release these feelings when we are in present situations. With these characters, these traits of the season. So with that, welcome to the Daily Snippet. I am your host, and if you are new to my show, we're just traveling by. I'm a practicing holistic shaman, medium, otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon. I do go by the term holistic shaman medium, which is a blending of those ingredients, just merging them all. But my intention is to utilize the indigenous technologies, the rising of the origins, along with these elemental realms, the essence of our original divine blueprint, navigating our soul's harmonic. It's really our personal seed sound through these realms, whether it's elemental, imaginal, into and through the gateway of the shamanic portal, which is our 8th energetic center, the cosmos, the subtle realms, and really so much more. with offerings, prescriptions, and ritual. Ritual is food for our soul. When I was in Africa, real quick, the elders, the shamans there, you never did anything without going first to the medicine person of the village. So these are the otherworldly kind to really add to your main stage the sauce of your ingredients within your personal container, the ingredient of the star you are, which is generally your personal medicine, your prime directive, really just assisting you in discovering what that is for you, your inner genius. You probably already know, quite frankly. But I believe we're all stars, no matter where we're at. Maybe you need to be reintroduced to that magical essence, the star that you are that resides within, so that your star light shines even brighter. My name is Tonya Dee, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And if you have yet to subscribe to my channels, please do, YouTube or otherwise. Generally, it's just on YouTube at the Tonya Dee or at Tonya Dee, Musing with Tonya Dee Podcast as well. But our heart, the sun, the throat center, our self-expression, clairaudience, and the crown, vision center, spiritual insights, prophetic ones usually, are all merged with the commander-in-chief, if you will, the power pathway. I talk about these in Change Your Stars. It's an online offering where I cover all of this and so much more, really. But I feel it's an offering of gratitude to really give an acknowledgement to the village, the community of new subscribers. That's kind of how I see this. And also those that have been a part of my journey since the beginning of time, space, dimension. Gratitude. And those of you that do tune in to the replay later and watch and comment. And remember, if you don't mind hitting the bell button along with the white button so you are notified. The white button always reminds me of the white rabbit. But a comment, if you feel you are in need of a message, that's usually what the comments are for. And sharing is just another way of paying it forward. It's a gratitude blessing, paying it forward. And you can also find me, of course, on other social channels, Facebook, Instagram, some private groups and whatnot. But just remember, I am your otherworldly shamanic assistant. You are your own healer, but sometimes we do need an otherworldly life coach assistant, myself included, by the way. I do have energetic hiccups, really just to get us out of our own way, sacred space. And the daily snippet, what is this all about? Well, it's all about the cosmic insights, the planets, the actions of the planets, the gravitation of them, the elementals with the 4 pillars, the subtle energies, the chakras, the energetic centers, the channels, which are the pathways, the meridians, even out into the auric field, along with a message for our day. But the command center, this is our managing system. It's our choreography of the power pathway. And we are in charge of commanding these forces of our own essence. We are leading with our heart, taking it out into the world through our ability to open and accept or receive a cosmic blessing today. So the cosmic insights of today are really in alignment for me. That I love this energy. It's the energy of spirituality, compassion, psychic activity, intuitive guidance, the realm of our subconscious, prophetic visions that have no color. It's black, white, or gray. You can't shift or change them, in contrast against the traits of the season. So you may feel unmotivated with earth realm projects, if you will. Try to put all that stuff off until Monday if you can. We are literally calling up our conduit, the streams of the God channel or God universe, whatever you want to call it, our subconscious, bringing spiritual insight to the surface or down from the realms. So meditation is calling, possibly some chanting, seed sounds, drumming, our soul's harmonic, just toning, to open the door for a smooth passageway, clearing the communication, reconciliation for the spiritually induced energy. So allow those insights, the information to flow, and do what you can to let go of any expectations that you may have, and allow for the deeper insights, awareness to really come bubbling to or streaming down from the heavens, if you will. As these insights come, just observe, be compassionate, the non-judgment zone, the zone of neutrality, the pause for peace, no response. Calmness, it's the water. So calling in spiritual energy to incorporate the intentions that you are intending to really be placed on the stage of your life, the management of daily life, your reality. So you may have felt highly responsible, driven, motivated since the shift into 2023. However, maybe you lacked the ability to be compassionate, for your own life choices, or maybe, just maybe, you overlooked spirit. Did you create spirit? Bring in spirit when you created the choices, the plans, the business goals. So take the breath during this apex and do it throughout the day. Interject the ancient spiritual wisdom into the choices, the decisions, the feelings of being responsible for or of. So these are like the management choices of our day-to-day lives. Sometimes the restrictions put upon us come in the form of the laws of man, not induced by the laws of spirit, totally different. So throughout the day, just incorporate your spirit, your intuition, your source, the wisdom of the ancients, your otherworldly self, your Sira. Bring that into your daily habitat, if you will, to assist you to manage your life. Be compassionate in all matters within the heart space and actually outside of yourself as well. So if you're feeling instigated, take a breath, take a pause, especially for peace. It'll totally assist you to get into the zone of neutrality, holding space for others as well. So just a few announcements. And it is a Freaky Friday. I'm changing these up today. I found some time for that. But our options, of course, I had to go with the full moon. This isn't the moon of my, I was actually on a yacht 5 years ago and seeing the full moon on the ocean. So that's total cosmic bliss. And then I threw in an oak tree because I was in a village in Spoleto with a bunch of oak trees, the wisdom of the oak. And then the galaxy of stars, which always reminds me of like water out in the galaxy. I think there's different forms of water, just my perspective. So a few announcements. Chime in. Take a tune in to listen to the Musing Moon meditation. There's insights for the signs included. I don't always do that. Sometimes it's a ritual, but you can find that on YouTube, the Cancer Full Wolf Moon. Along with the Season of the Witch, the first episode of Musing with Tonya Dee Podcast was out yesterday. Tim Kelly in the Hidden History of Humanity. Great kickoff episode. So if you have a curious mind, I literally may have him on the show again, talking about the planetary realm and science, kind of what he sees. It's actually fascinating. Just know new episodes are going to be writing weekly this season for 2023. The inbox on Thursdays. That's the title, The Season of the Witch. That actually comes from the Dagara, the cosmology of nature in West Africa, Burkina Faso. The elder I worked with, still am, just different streams there. But I'm also bringing in the water rabbit. That's a nature element as well. It's the direction of the east and so much more. And that brings me to the Rising of the Origins, which is a free live 5-day immersion streaming with a portal of goodies, including a meditation, one of my favorites. I actually have quite a few that I've created. The Inner Smile, where we can smile from the inside to the outside, just bubbling out. If your heart feels called, register today. The live is limited spaces. And the Elemental Highway. This gives insight into the elemental foundation of the day. We all have a 4 pillars chart that arrived when we landed on planet Earth. It's a great tool that I utilize for energy healing, looking at these elementals. Great for energy medicine practitioners, artists of energy healing. I do have an offering called the Evening of Elemental Energy. I work with light, sound, and vibration for healing the body through the skin energetically through the realm of the elementals. It's an amazing tool, but it's just feng shui for the body, reading the language of the body from the inside to the outside and vice versa. You can also utilize it for your home. It's a grand design. But today on the Elemental Highway, Curiosity's Peak. This is awesome. Let's see. I can move that. Awesome. Okay, cool. We have a young wood rat of a day, the energy of water. Winter is simmering, actually. It's simmering in the season of the ox. The energy of spring is kind of stretching. So this is like a winter yawn. It's a Jia Zi. So the energy is forward. It's thinking. It's moving. It's determined. It's initiating. It's leading. All those kinds of things. But yang wood needs all of the elementals for balance. It needs the sun, the water, the earth, the metal, rooting, pruning, warming, nourishing, and needs friends. Otherwise, it's this lone soldier. There's no protection. But our day is nourished. He's got the friend and the tiger. Our day has earth for some rooting, hidden yin metal for pruning. And we do need a candle. We need the fire. We need the sun. So if you are able to really add fire to your moon ritual, that would be an amazing idea for this energy of transforming. Water is the spirit of our mentors, bosses, resources, parents. So maybe somebody comes in today to assist you of this world or not of it, or in it, I should say. So our day is being guided by our assets. The yang water is against the grade. We have hidden resources in the ox as well. So our day is stable. It's got some nourishment. The ox is the soil to hold the roots, to be rooted. It's stable. The ox kind of plods along, if you will. And the tiger is a distant friend. It's kind of between the waters. Maybe it's on another total landscape across the waters, right? From Europe to America or Africa or Australia or wherever. We could use the pruning and also the warming, maybe like as a suggestion or an idea. Carve a sigil in a candle, whatever candle color that streams to you. I'm not going to let you do that or give you those insights. That's all personal to each and every one of us. The messages of the day, which is awesome. Again, your options, the moon, the full moon, which I'm loving. It's hard to see mine sometimes. It's cold against the mountains. The winter's here. And the oak tree, again, Spoleto. Interesting stories there. Yeah, the Fae actually in the village I was at. And then the galaxy of stars, which reminds me of how the galaxy is a different form of water. So if you chose the moon, you cannot make this up. If you chose the moon, guess what you have? The moon. Who doesn't love the moon? This is insightful energy. The 37, which I'm loving, is spirit, connection to our gifts. It's our source. It's our dreams, the realm of our ancestors. And then when you connect to your guardian, your Sira, a guide, etc., do you believe them? Are you willing to open the door and trust the message, the memo, the memoir? It's water. Water is our memories as well. So once we choreograph with the streams of spirit, it's the line of faith, the believing, filling it into our heart space, heartfelt believing in the believing. It's this inner knowing that you just know. That's when we then we know to trust it, we know to love it, and then it becomes real, it becomes manifested. Super amazing that the moon came out, and especially as a reflector, I'm a reflector in human design. I do follow the cycles of the moon. I actually have to hold ideas for 28 days and see if they're still coming up, which I just finished my ritual that I started. Super amazing. The universe is galactic, super smart. Just trusting it. But the moon manifests through a steady progression from the dark to the light and then back again. It's the cycles of the moon. It's the magic in our skies. I think it's a gift, but it has this powerful impact on all of our psyches, our essences, our ingredients, the cycles of nature. It offers us certainty that after periods of emptiness or darkness, or I don't know, I like it. But there's light waiting on the other side of the darkness, what I call the ghost in the darkness. That's usually how I see that. So we can be reborn in this new birthing phase. So this is it's calling out to an African prayer to the moon. It's like, may our lives be renewed as yours. It's the cycles of the moon. It's the ebb and the flow. It's the strong influence that just does what it does on the waters of the earth. And we all know that, or at least I hope we feel the goddess of the night, the ebbs and the flows. Even in birthing, lots of babies are born with the cycles of the moon, full moon or new moons. If you tune into that, the same power or energy is in this cycle. It's in this succession. It affects our feelings, our emotions, our own inner waters. It mirrors the rising from or the holding back of our subconscious unconsciousness in a way, which is actually the frequency of surrendering today. So the message here is in the medicine, it's otherworldly. Doing a ritual is to get out on the journey of renewal, go to the waters, just like the moon does every month during every season, so we can get unstuck. We can surrender, whether from a specific situation or an aspect in life in general. So for this, we do need to make time for ourselves, to be with ourselves, meditation without any distractions of modernity. Society sometimes gets in the way, and having courage to look at the unwanted, or to even embrace the parts of our essence, our being, until we arrive at a place of reconciliation, resolution, clarity, having peace in the shamanic lore, if you will. It does explain that the finest treasures of humanity are hidden where most people are more afraid to go. And I absolutely 100% tend to agree with that. I think there's so much magic in the ghost of the darkness. Just some insight there. So the message of the moon, I love it. And following the moon, if you chose the oak tree, you know where I went with this, right? Or maybe you don't. I went with the oak tree because of the young wood, big, wild, strong, sturdy tree. You get the wind, which is kind of funny because it's part of the oak tree, if you will. I think that's hilarious, and I do love it. But this is transformation. And the wind, the 63, again, we take the heartfelt believing. We have faith. We're holding the line. We are opening up to accept that line that we've cast. We then initiate faith. That's the knowing that an outcome is kind of imminent. It's a different kind of outcome that's at hand. It's kind of impending, if you will. Even if all of the situations and circumstances around us are showing us something different, we're holding the line. Ultimately, that's what faith is all about. It's defined by religion, by belief, faith about a philosophy. It's all of that. And we've seen it time and time again, transversing these highways. And you have always seen it play out. That's just part of what gives us faith, holding the line. And there's a portion of our faith that becomes restored when that happens. A portion of our faith is restored in everything that we have ever walked through, even like the valley of the darkness. But the wind, the element of air, it's the east, it's communication, it's thought, it's song, it's the chirping of birds carrying their message on the winds, or bees. It's inspired ideas and insights. But it also signifies change, transformation, positive, negative. It's the energy of the year. The wind blows from all directions. It has different qualities, different characteristics and ingredients. The south is fire. It's a sense of transformation. The rise of the phoenix, new trust. It's assisting us to gently begin to discard habits, transform them by burning them, parts of us that are no longer necessary or needed. It's change. The west calls us to go more introspective, to be in a meditative state, to maybe prune away those aspects that no longer belong. It's a willingness to make those final decisions. It's metal. To let go of an attachment, ego desires, again, all metal frequency vibration. Where the north, this is water. It's moving us to bring our wisdom, be in the flow, our strength. It's the ancient wisdom of our ancestors even. Where the east, it's clarity, it's our vision, it's our ideas, it's purpose, it's being authentic, the winds of time, the winds of change. So whatever the way the wind is blowing for each and every one of us, the message here is the wind is whispering. It's the whispering winds. Sometimes it shouts. The energy of wood is the liver, which is shouting. That could be a challenge. Could be the fierce protectors of the wild, the Wedame. It may take courage at first to turn and face into the wind, like speak into the wind. But we're going to find our exaltation, our excellingness, just moving towards it, receiving the lesson. So we're kind of being invited to have this conversation with the spirit of the wind. It's a sign of change, transformation. Things are shifting. Maybe it's a paradigm shift. Maybe we need to change our mind about something. Maybe an old way of doing things has become automatic and we're getting bored. We need something that shifts us again, raises our frequency, our vibration, now that we've gained greater clarity or insight. That's when we then can make a choice because we're tuning into spirit today. We're getting those memos there. So regardless of whatever that change may be, we can expect it to be, they're having an inner understanding, being understood as well. We have clarity, communication with ourselves and others. And ideas may become solid, manifesting. Maybe you're going to create something. I don't know. But the shift that's been called for is for the highest good for everybody, for the all, to the all. So this really is a season. It's a year of transformation, becoming authentic as we face the spirit of the wind. That does take courage. It reminds me of a tornado or a hurricane. Just leaving out all the outdated, the old, holding the line of faith, heartfelt, accepting what is. It is what it is sometimes, right? So our final message coming from the galaxy of stars, the galaxy of waters, kind of how I see that, which I love. Oh, there we have it, the lower world. You cannot make this up. The 31. So have you noticed All of the messages have a 3, which is the energy of the year 2023. So this is really syncing the deal. It's the energy of transformation, authenticity, nature. It's the East. And we also have beliefs, like what do we believe in our hearts? Are we opening up to a new belief? Are we allowing spirit to induce a belief on faith? And now is our heart in alignment with the belief, or are we limiting ourselves, or are we allowing? Are we in alignment with our heart? Are we resonating with the belief that we're attracting? If you're attracting something you don't want, there's something about you that was at that frequency where we heartfelt belong in the world. Maybe your heart knows you belong being or doing something else. Maybe you belong with or creating new friends, your own tribe, your own village. Maybe you just know you're not fitting in your circus anymore. I'm telling you, I'm filling up for myself. But the lower world, this is it's holding the hidden treasures of humanity. It really is the ghost in the darkness. It's the richness, it's the fullness and the fruitness that's in the darkness, where we find the hidden parts of us, the aspects that we may have shift to the curb or disowned or abandoned them, of who we organically, authentically are. The lower world carries gifts, lessons from our past, the realm of the collective unconsciousness. This is how we literally meet our ghost in the darkness, the demons, transforming them into the phoenix rising, the light, the pure essence of potential energy, the absolute light. It's the source of our personal medicine, our gifts, and our purpose. But being otherworldly, the lower world, it's asking us, are we one of those people that don't really like to face the winds of our past, the whispering winds? Because the past is calling out to us to be acknowledged. We may need to access it, accept it. It needs to be heard. It needs to be embraced. Might be our ancestors, and often the only way to become unstuck, unblocked, or untwisted, the spiraling of the twisting, the hurricanes, right, is to honor everything that's transpired in our life, possibly the reflection of 2022, reflecting on those hard lessons learned, moving forward towards where your heart belongs. So if you're bearing witness to your past and learning those lessons, then that's when the haunting stops, the ghost in the darkness dissipate, and you begin to see it with starlit eyes, embracing not just those gifts, but the gifts that have been hidden. You're recovering your own essence, your hidden treasures, the missing parts of your soul's authenticity. Pretty fascinating, actually. So with all of the cosmic insights and the elements on a granddaddy galactic full wolf moon kind of a day, I believe the affirmation is sacred for each and every one of us. I would allow the affirmation to be a choice that you can really hold the line of faith for yourself, maybe gravitating that out into the world. Tune into your God channel, subscribe to it if you have yet to do that, and putting all your trials, your tribulations, your lessons out on the altar in the realm. The lower world works as well as the other world, the upper world. A magical full moon ritual would be for fire, some candles. Colors have intention, right? They carry vibration. I literally just finished my Christmas ritual that I started 12 days ago, 13. The message is perfect for me. I cannot believe it. To hold the tone, the note. I did light a yellow candle, the earth, and the Dagara is the solar plexus. So if you need assistance with the color of a color, just comment in the show notes. After you've decided on the color of your candle, of course. Journal, write down all the difficulties, the trials, the tribulations, the feelings you're feeling. Fill into them. You're initiating them, and they need to be felt. They need to have a conversation. And then cleanse, purify, inner peace, salt baths, bringing in minerals and water. So it's a combination of all the elementals throughout the day, and create the story you're meant to live. Like, what's the year going to look like for you? As the water drains from the adventure, just imagine all the surrendering, leaving, and releasing for out into the new year. So with all of that, ashe, 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 blessings as always to you, and thanks for tuning in. I will see you on the other side. Blessings.
In the late 70s, we understood we're more than the physical matter that makes up our flesh, bone, and blood, and that there's also a current of unseen vital energy coursing through our bodies, animating and vitalizing our beings. And we realized and later proved that we could formulate skincare that synchronized with and uplifted this vital energy. We did this by introducing high vibratory frequency to skin utilizing high-grade essential oils.
We went beyond what other skincare formulators did. We blended essential oils in a way that created more than uplifting energy. It created high vibratory synergy. We believed then and now in the healing philosophy of the 5-element theory of traditional Chinese medicine. We apply this theory to these synergetic blends of essential oils to balance the 5 sets of skin conditions. We next elevated our singularity distinctive 5-element lines to a still higher level known as quantum through a proprietary process we believe is unique in all the world. Because of our synergistic blending of high-grade essential oils, Phyto 5 skincare is much more potent than other skincare. It's this quantum aspect of Phyto 5 that also exquisitely touches and elevates our center of emotions. Quantum formulated with the strong potential to balance your vital energy for wellness and natural beauty. The Phyto 5 philosophy and concepts are not duplicated anywhere in the world. Organic certified A-list liqueur skincare also brings you the benefits of essential oil-rich formulations. And so does Phyto 5's Swiss line of traditional phytoceutical skincare products. The high-grade essential oils used in Phyto 5 skin and hair care are our hero in